Tell me now, what would Spider-Man be without his webs? Well, he would basically be man. So, I asked the question, would it be possible to beat Spider-Man 2 without web swinging?
Oh, my back!
First, we have to define what swinging is, and it's not the type of swinging that your grandma's been doing for 40 years. Swinging is the act of moving back and forth or side to side on an axis. I don't quite know what that means, but bear with me. In gameplay terms, what this means is no holding R2 to swing like a pendulum, no doing corner webs, no swinging off of rooftops. And to make things more interesting, at the cost of my sanity, I'm going to be using the web wings as minimally as possible. If I break any of these rules, I have to restart the checkpoint. And I'm going to be attempting this on the hardest difficulty. The ultimate difficulty. Well, this is going to test all my sanity and patience, so I hope you're ready to see me attempt to beat Spider-Man 2 without web swinging. Spider-Man 2 opens in a secondary school, with our protagonists Peter Parkour and Miles Per Hour stripping off on a rooftop together.
I'm so getting fired.
I'd like to see him try and explain that shit to the principal. And then we are off to fight the Sandman, with the most anticlimactic start to a game ever. I am already beginning to regret every single decision I've ever made up to this point. Run faster, Peter!
I missed the part where that's my problem.
Without being able to use my my web swinging abilities and half my traversal abilities, the quickest way I can get around, I discovered, is by just jumping. Keep jumping. So much jumping. Granted, it's not as slow as I thought it would be, but without being able to use fast travel, I'm gonna be here for a while. After 10 minutes of running and jumping, and a bit more running, and the occasional restart, I finally made it towards Sandman. After another restart, I learnt to stay off the ground to avoid the automatic web swinging that this game thrusts into me. After slowly and violently edging myself towards the Sandman, and attempting to throw a man out of a building, I switch to Miles and start to beat Sandman with rocks. After quenching his thirst, we are thrusted into the web wing tutorial, to which I refuse to do. I'm going to be swimming all the way there. After moving at excruciatingly low speeds, I beat the shit out of him and put this loving father where he belongs, behind bars. If Spider-Man can't have a father figure, no one can. After 1 hour of gameplay, it's time to clean up the city. And by clean up the city, I mean get my ass kicked by some thugs, get my ass kicked again, lower the difficulty because I'm a little bitch, and kidnap J.K. Simmons.
You see this, people? Are these heroes? No!
Peter then gets fired for stripping off with a student, and so begins the hardest part of this challenge, keeping my sanity, and it's only going to get harder from here. You see, since I'm not allowed to fast travel, and I'm trying to not use my web wings, I have to run in the open world. I honestly thought the missions would be the hardest part, but no, between missions is the worst part. Having to leg it from one end of the map to another, honestly, it's removing the most fun part of this game, and it's pretty much turned it into a simple beat-em-up. Don't get me wrong, I love this game so much. I love Spider-Man, I love the lore, but fuck me, I'm losing my mind. After an excruciatingly long walk home, we are met with our best friend,
Little Goblin Jr.
If there's any silver lining to the opening act of this game, it's that you do play a lot of it as Peter Parker, which means I don't have to worry about accidentally hitting R2 and swinging through the streets. We are then taken to another school, and we are reliving parts of Peter's past. After becoming better at fluid management,
I gotta get better at fluid management.
we get rickrolled by Harry.
I just want to tell you how I'm feeling.
Damn it!
Just you wait till Act 3, you motherfucker. And then we get greeted by Goblin Senior.
Your mother.
Next mission It's time to babysit the raft. You see, I thought combat would be a lot harder without moves like the swing kick, but I've discovered a new strategy. And yes, I know I'm technically using webs, but I'm not the one swinging on the webs here. My strategy involves drowning my foes in a pit of despair and water, watching them slowly suffocate. It works every time. After some more attempted murder and almost drowning myself, I play tug of war with the local meth dealer and then give the boat a good old knuckled sandwich. After running everywhere like that one kid in school, we go to the Emily May Foundation and start talking to all the scientists there, including the lizard himself.
No wonder your family left you!
Once we talked to the disappointment of a man that is Kurt Connors, Peter discovers a hunter base. After clearing it out with relative ease, I am tasked with chasing down a drone. Now, this is much harder than it looks, but I'm just grateful that, I don't have to maintain a high speed, and its location to where it finishes is predetermined. So I don't have to worry about that, and that sounds like it would be a really difficult mission, having to maintain high speeds. I hope this game doesn't give me any of them. A hop, skip, and a jump later, I catch up to it, clear out another hunter base, and get pulled to the heavens by the drone. It's at this point that Peter Parker becomes a Peter Pancake. Peter died just as he lived, unable to produce any white gooey substances. But don't worry, in an alternate universe, he latches onto a crane and survives. After discovering another Munter base, and that Kraven wants to kill Black Cat just like half of Twitter, we get dogged hard, and then I lower the difficulty once again like a little bitch. After getting my ass handed to me multiple times on regular difficulty, we learn Fucking in the script I've written Scorponion. Fuck's a Scorponion? The Scorpion gets sent to the gulag. Miles' mum then walks in on him on a laptop.
Who's coming? Huh? If you're...
For what?
In the next mission, we have to go to the Scrotum Sactorum and find Black Cat. We now have to do one thing I feared the most. Interact with a woman. This mission almost made me give up entirely. I couldn't even record all of it because my PS5 storage would be, full 5 times over. I wasn't fast enough to keep up. I had to follow Black Cat through these stupid fucking portals. Then when we got to the Arctic, it expects you to use the web wings. But I'm stubborn. So no. After failing multiple times, I've finally just barely scraped by catching up to Black Cat. Which is I'm very happy about, I gotta say. After sending Black Cat to Paris, we get a note from Dr. Stonk, which makes me wonder, where are the Avengers? Where did they go? They in fucking Coventry having a pint? After arriving at Coney Island and briefly entering Mysterio's mystical, mysterious Mysterium, I find out Tombstone is now a good guy, and my landlords have just entered my house, so excuse me a minute. After some more menial Peter Parker tasks, we find out that Harry is into tentacles.
Harry! Alright, I'll swing by.
No, you won't. Walking and jumping probably will have some negative side effects on Peter by now. I wonder how many verrucas he's got on those feet. At the Foundation, we run some tests and encounter the main man himself, Goblin Senior.
Your mother.
My sanity once again is starting to deteriorate. We walked up to the next mission, did the thing, met up with Agent Venom himself.
I think we should get him.
And freed Tombstone. We then switched to Miles, who is recovering stolen instruments and giving us a Spider-Bot tutorial. I used my expert speedrunning skills to make short work of this part. Then I need to chase down a truck. And this is even worse than the Black Cat part. I'm not even kidding. I'm trying to chase down this truck, and look at this. I try and cut it off around the corner, but, what litre engine is that for that guy to go that quick? Is he going, 500 miles an hour when I'm trying to cut him off? After time and time again of trying to catch up to this lorry, I just couldn't. I had to swallow my pride, and I had to slingshot myself and use the web wings. Granted, that's not an immediate fail to the challenge, because minimal use of web wings is allowed, but it still hurt my pride. Even more running later, we make it to the next mission, and it's an MJ mission, so I won't be web swinging here. Just know that my 2 hours in the hit game, Bear's Vodka and the Fall of Berlin, really helped me get through this part. Once I've freed Dr. Connors, I slap some more munters, Harry bodies Craven, and I die. Now armed with the symbiote for plot reasons, I smack the shit out of more hunters, attempt to give it back to Harry, fail, and I'm tasked with finding the lizard. That's all I got for part 1 of this challenge. If you enjoyed, stay tuned for part 2. It should be out very soon. I'm hoping within a week. So, I'll see you next week, I guess. Did you know that 99% of you